Hey everybody, today is April 22nd, 2022. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
You know, it's been kind of weird, you know, this week has been interesting, but
no kidding.
You know, yeah, man.
It has been a really interesting week, and my mind is I needed to talk about my week, honestly. I feel like it's a big mental check today.
I agree. So before we do that,
let's talk about our other check.
We had another visit from Drucifer.
We did. Our wonderful friend Drucifer came in clutch with a mixed blend of his own grow. Pretty nice.
Yes.
Very couch lucky. very heavy. I did try it yesterday.
Okay.
Just a little sneak peek, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Nice.
Mix of 3 different strains, you said.
So while Zane's hitting this, please don't forget to go to our website at www.hangingwithuncle.com. Check out the merchandise. See what you can do to legalize marijuana.
And don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to notify yourself whenever we go live on our shows.
Thumbs up button.
Definitely hit that like button to help us out, and follow us on Twitter if you want to maybe join the conversation and maybe give us a topic for the show.
Yeah. So mental health.
Yes, I feel like that's a big conversation today because I'm going through what a lot of people are saying growing pains right now. I'm moving out of an apartment. I'm moving into an apartment with a girlfriend. Girlfriend got a new job. Girlfriend doesn't like new job as much as another job that's possible. I mean, she's going through some changes, being supportive through that, but also just recognizing for your surroundings, I guess, because with her going through a job change, you recognize what others see value in things. I tell her she's the most valuable thing, and she can go and do whatever she wants. That's why she went and got this new job.
Yeah.
This job that was... it's the same job she's doing, but she's getting paid more. But the job that she left, didn't even bother to try to fight for her, man. Instead, they offered her job up with a different title and with more money.
So yeah, I mean, go back on that because
yes.
I think I want people to understand what the old job did. Repeat that one more time, please.
The old job raised the salary of her job and changed the name of it to match it.
So they changed the title of the position that she held.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't have done that while she was there.
No, they couldn't have done that while she was there. Now, it was a big hit on her, man. It was, because it made her feel really bad. And honestly, it made me feel really bad, too, being an employee there for X amount of years and not getting that kind of, promotion or boost either. If I leave, are they going to offer somebody else new a higher price? Because, all that ifs or ands or buts are folks running through my head.
Full disclosure, everybody. I used to work at this place where Zane works now and where his girlfriend is. So I have a lot of insight as to what goes on in this place. And I'll tell you why I left, too, which is why you got to know your worth.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of the big balance that we want to talk about with our mental health is finding your value in life. We always, here at Hanging with Uncle, we tell you to pay yourself because we say you are valuable, and you are. You as your own being, you are valuable.
Today is Friday. Pay yourself.
Definitely, yes. Don't forget, pay yourself. But when you're feeling mistreated and you feel some kind of way, and you feel some kind of way like that for a reason, and I don't know. It's just... Find your value in the things that you want to commit your life and your time to is kind of what I want to get at. If you're holding on to something that you feel like is not gonna, take you to the place that you want to go and do, get rid of it. I've lost relationships with friends, with people because they don't have the same mindset. I've moved on from living with, with certain people to living on my own, to living with my brother because it's kind of how I needed, I don't know, just the process that I've gone through in life, it's stressful to know that there are things in the world that are going to keep you down regardless, but we want you to understand here at Hanging with Uncle to recognize those things, to recognize that you're more valuable than the things that bring you down, than the negatives.
It's hard because this is the part that used to really piss me off.
Yes.
well, just work harder. Well, just try harder.
That's not the
case. You know what?
case.
That is number one. That is never the answer.
No.
Because if I work harder and I make the company more efficient, the company makes more money, how much of that do I see? None. So working harder only gets the company more money. It gets you nothing. So when somebody tells you to work harder, go tell them to stick it up their ass.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've discovered that living your life in a comfortable mindset, finding a job that makes you comfortable in a good location that pays you well, everything like that, is most likely the way to go because it keeps you from thinking about negative things that are going on.
Well, this is
financial safe security, I guess what you call it.
It is, and it goes back to what you brought up earlier before we went live about corporations and how they treat their employees.
Yes.
Because they don't care. They don't value you. You're expendable. How many of you out there have heard, well, don't do the job. There's somebody out there that will. Because you're expendable. They don't value you.
They will replace you. So find something that you feel like is your value, where you want to put your price tag on your head for. Like you. Like, if working for this company, for the amount of years that I have, I've been working well at minimum as a supervisor for far too long. It's suppressed me from going and getting a home. It's suppressed me from moving forward in life. And I accepted it because I liked where I was and I got comfortable. I mean, that's kind of it. I put a label to something, to what I'm doing, and I value it and I hold it dear and true. But in the end, if I'm not there, I'm just get replaced anyways.
You know, so again, here I know my value, right? At this same company where we're talking about. I ran personal fitness, and I started a personal fitness program which had never been done. Right? We charted workouts, listed what they did, how much they did. We had assessments where we did measurements. Tested strength by how many push-ups and sit-ups you could do in a minute. You know, there were things that we could do to measure that nobody ever did, right? I was also responsible for taking the members to the park, to the gym there, so they can get their exercise in the afternoon. And I ran Special Olympics. So when it came time for my evaluation, because again, that had never been done. They did the same thing to me that they did to your girlfriend. They changed the job description, so all I did was meet standards, even though none of that had ever been done before. And I know I'm worth more than that, and I walked away.
Yeah, it's just again, my message is check your mental, make sure you guys are good out there. We want to make sure you're good out there. But if you're stuck in a situation like kind of like similar to what we're talking about, and it's keeping you down. I mean, there are a lot of things going on in the world right now that we're recognizing that, you know, people are starting to find their worth and their value in their lives and are changing things. Find your value, make a move and go and change it. It's something that I need to tell myself because I've been holding on to this for way too long, and I need to make that change and that jump. And I'm hoping that at least this conversation, if we're a conversation, my mind is still jumbled just from the week itself. It gets to somebody that is in the same position as me and helps motivate them to move on and to move forward. And
I know as a result, after I left, I was doing 3 things. One person, they hired 3 people to do the job I was doing by myself.
All being paid the same, I'm sure.
Right.
So, I mean, take care of yourselves is what we're trying to say here, Uncle. Check your mind, because our mentals, I mean, everyone has their days. It's not the best here right now,
but you know, it's
a good message to talk about.
It really is. You know, when you find an organization that looks after you, that pays you a living wage, that offers profit sharing, and you know, because
a future
they
takes
understand
care of you.
The pie is big enough for everyone. You know, now you have a solid place. If you're a cog in the wheel and somebody tells you, "I'll just replace you with somebody else," then you'll lose your mind. Leave that place anyway. You'll
Absolutely.
do better.
just find your value out there is what we say, you know?
Exactly.
Anyways, let's move on because we had a really big thing that did happen this week that we were waiting for. The Benzinga conference.
Yeah, the cannabis conference.
Yes,
in
the
Florida.
cannabis conference. And Sundial did attend. It's one of our favorite stocks up there right now. They're out there in Canada, but there are many other companies that were there as well, talking about their belief in cannabis, man. What they see in the future and what they want in the future with their companies.
There was even advocate groups there. It wasn't even just growers or people trying to make money, but it was education.
It was Benzinga hosting it.
Yeah.
In Florida, right?
In
was
Florida.
It? A place that doesn't even have it recreational yet.
No.
But a huge thing that I've taken away from a lot of the conversation that were happening on that stage was these people weren't planning for something within the next month or two, or ifs or whatevers, or we don't knows. There's a lot of this is what's happening, this is what's going to go down, this is what we are doing, and it was with confidence.
It's an eventuality.
It's all of them believe it that way, and it's not even just believing; it is an eventuality, like you're saying. Like even, we're hopping on the Sundial conversation. When Zach was talking, he talked about 18 months, like next year, in a few years. There were no deadlines that were close. There were no deadlines that they were worried about or anything like that they brought up. Like it was like they confidently talked about the future.
They're focusing on vertical integration,
and that is not something to bat an eye at, because these people they've most likely done this before with corporations and companies beforehand.
That's why I loved his term when he called it full contact capitalism.
Basically, everyone's in on it. Like it's inevitable is what basically they were saying, but they didn't really say it. They didn't say it's inevitable. They're just saying the timestamps, and those timestamps are well extended. Like we said, this year, next year. Like these companies are prepared for something, Gene.
Well, and now let's just look. Last week, New Jersey legalized marijuana recreationally.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Fried, the Democratic candidate running for governor in Florida, has vowed to make it recreationally legal in Florida.
There we go. I mean, that's already the motion, the start. I mean, even then, if they make it just all the states were to just legalize, how bad would it look for it to still be federally illegal? It has to be abolished. Like, if majority of the states are saying, yeah, don't worry about it anymore. Big corporations are saying, no, don't worry about it anymore. And even corporations that are in the space are not even worried about losing whatever. Like, it's inevitable, isn't it? It's going to be something.
Again, so we talked about it before with legalization, how, big corporations, and big money get things done when they want it done. So you have, Coke Industries, you have Apple, Amazon are all for it. Well, who's opposing it?
Man.
Right. So
Right.
We know the pharmaceutical industry is, because they want you hooked on opioids and other things that are manufactured synthetically in a lab.
Find a lot of big whales out there, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical, big pharma is huge. That's one.
Oil and gas.
That's another one. Yeah.
Look at, all of our clothes. Look at your T-shirts. They are not 100% cotton anymore. You have some type of synthetic fabric in there, petroleum-based rayon,
words.
Polyester.
To preserve your shirt, right? To help it feel stretchy, to help it feel comfortable. Like, they're afraid of hemp to hop into the industry because it would abolish most of that. Like,
right. And last but not least, you have the private prison industry.
Ooh, that's a big one. Yeah.
Exactly. The private prisons need to be abolished. Anything private means for profit. And that's why private prisons need to go. There should not be a system where you could put somebody in jail because they have a seed and don't have $5,000 to bail themselves out.
Right. Like, how realistic is that? I don't even have. I've never had $5K on me, ever. Poor boy here.
Right.
Like, how am I going to bail myself out of jail for?
So that's the system.
Yeah.
And that's why you have, those are three huge industries that are lobbying very, very hard to not have it legalized.
Yeah, especially when if they were to take all these people who are charged for possession out of jails and prisons, that's a lot of vacancies, and they don't want vacancies in their jails, Gene, do they?
No, and that's the problem. We shouldn't be looking to incarcerate people. We should be looking
to help people.
Exactly.
Isn't that what police are meant for to begin with? Like, their de-escalation is kind of like the main step for them, but I haven't seen that in a while. You know, like we're falling away from these these morals.
Honestly, the job of the police. I don't want to get on it like off topic, but it is to keep the peace.
Right.
When you have a conflict, who do you call the police? And you want the police to handle the situation peacefully. And
the jails are meant to keep those who don't keep the peace in prison, right?
Right.
What peace is a person who has pot on them breaking? Like, they just want to be peaceful, man.
Right. You're making them unpeaceful.
Like, we've talked about it before. We've talked about drug use before and how just like the mindset of people going into rehabilitation instead of throwing them in jail, right? That takes spots away from even with weed. That's the same way. Why can't they? Why do we have to just throw people in jail for weed? Why can't we just help them get rehabilitated?
Here's my thing. Again, it's a victimless crime.
Really?
You know, if I have a joint on me, who am I hurting?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody.
It's a victimless crime.
It really is. It's just, again, like you say, it's meant to fill jails. And again, if legalization were to be a thing, the jails would have empty spaces, and they would hate to have empty spaces in their jails.
Right.
That's so sad.
Right. And you would think banks would be all in on wanting to have it legalized, or at least the Safe Banking Act passed, so they can get that money.
I'm sure banks are already well in. I mean, we've talked about Sundial owning a bank.
Which is another thing I like that Zach said. They're already in the United States investing in cannabis here, so they're already part of the American cannabis market.
Yeah, and he's already said we're re-rolling back to that because he even talked about the Canada market being enough. He said that would be the U.S. market would be a bonus. Yeah. Like what?
That's something else, that we've talked about. Another reason I like Sundial. Marijuana legalization in the United States is not going to be indicative if this particular company thrives or not, because it's already legal in Canada.
It's already thriving.
They're already doing business and incorporated in a country where it's legal.
Yeah, they already talked about. They talked about it in the conference. Again, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. That with your stock still being where it is, you're still doing this. You're still acquiring companies. You're still buying out Alcana. They brought out Alcana again, being the number one alcohol distributor in Canada. Like, you still are at this point with your company, but yet you are acquiring all these things. You've grown from point A to point B. The numbers are changing.
And let's not forget, Alcana also does business in 2 states here in the United States.
And I'm sure it'll continue to grow.
Exactly.
So it's low because of purchasing, like we said.
I liked the question that was asked to Zach. Okay, now you own Alcana, the biggest alcohol retail distributor in Canada, and now you're the biggest cannabis retailer in Canada. Are you going to sell both products in one location?
Why not?
I don't see why not.
Right.
I mean, again, what are the regulations?
I mean, if Canada starts it, let's go to Canada. Let's go hang out for a minute and see how it goes. I mean, I'm all for it. Why not have a mixed brew?
Yeah, and I also liked how he said, for like what we pay for an eighth, we can get like a half an ounce for the same price there. Money's
money, man. I feel like they know the game. Not even just him, not even just Sundial included, all the other companies that were there at the conference, they all talked about the future. And even some of them being American companies, they talked about a future here in America. Hang in there, man. Woo. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. Honestly, he's helping us clear our heads, man. Holy cow. Oh,
I need this for mental clarity.
Yeah, we needed mental clarity today. I hope you guys are smoking with us or enjoying something with us today while we're talking and rambling, or we're opening your mind to something.
Yeah.
It's been a week. Like,
I'm sorry, we're all over the place on topics, but I again, just from my own personal experience, your current employer is not the first job that I've walked away from because I've known my value.
Yeah, and I'm finding mine. I've learned it's not going to be the only job I have, man. But yeah, and with this conference and everything, there's a future. There's a future somewhere for everyone, man. Like, there really is.
Yeah.
You just got to look forward to it, and like growing pains, like I said earlier, it's just a rewind. You got to get through these moments. There's going to be a grind. There's going to be hurdles. You got to get over these hurdles.
And that's life.
Yeah, that is.
Life is a journey.
Definitely. We're fucking stoners, man. We're just wanting to talk to our audience. That's all.
Sometimes it helps just to get it off your chest when there's something on your mind, and
it's more impromptu this way. And it feels better, honestly. Not having kind of like a script, more just talking.
And so just from my perspective, with what's going on in the world, just as a human being, as a person, somebody that has empathy in his heart.
Yeah.
I'm tired of what's going on in Ukraine. I'm tired of what's going on in Syria. I'm tired of what's going on here in the United States with our white domestic terrorists attacking our democracy.
And even having like people who have that same mentality on platforms. Like Fox News has a host on there that even has that kind of mentality of like the white race is the clean race, and if you have a mix of something, you're not white, and that kind of.
They have more than one.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but there's too many things to worry about in the world that are going on right now, man. It's just it stresses you out.
I mean, I know it happened years ago, but Fox News was the news outlet that I was watching when I heard that Jesus and Santa Claus are both white. Get it right.
Oh, really?
Swear to God. Megyn Kelly. She didn't say the get it right part, but she definitely said that Jesus and Santa Claus are white. So it doesn't matter what you believe, somewhere else in the world. They're white because Megyn Kelly said so.
Isn't Fox where the Shut Up and Dribble came from also?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy to think. Yeah.
and again,
and people follow the platform.
And Fox isn't even news. They're a parent company of the Fox Entertainment Corporation. Just like we watch Fox Sports on Sunday with football. They're part of that company.
So they're entertainment?
They're not news.
So basically like us. We're not news.
Exactly. Fox News is just like us,
right.
Except we do our best to try and tell the truth.
Yeah, well, we tell the truth, but also we tell the people to go look for the information. We aren't the source of information. We're here to talk and chill.
Right.
To talk about things that are going on in life and how we feel about it and our own opinions.
Because, again, nobody really cares. Anybody ever, sent a poll to you saying, Zane, do you make enough money? Zane, would you like to have better health care?
I would love that. I would love all that, man.
But nobody cares.
No. And you got to understand, I guess you got to understand that to just jump that hurdle to find that value in yourself, to go and make your money and do what you need to do. I'm not here to please anybody. I'm here to work for me.
I have my daily bread. Thank you. In other words, I have what I need to live.
I'm looking for that. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, the thing is like, even though I have my daily bread now, tomorrow I'm a refrigerator losing a compressor from, living under a bridge.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating,
yeah,
but
sure. I mean, I don't know, just the idea of trying to get over these hurdles, trying to better yourself, it's, like I said, it's a grind. You got to get to that point. I want to find a home that's good for my girlfriend and her son. I want to be able to financially support that. I want to be able to financially be mentally stable, because money does mess with your mind. Like, I want to not worry about having to pay for things, like minimally pay things off here and there just to stay above water. Like,
well, honestly, when I was your age and most of my adult working life, I worked 2 jobs.
mm-hmm.
If I had to just rely on one income, I would be living under a bridge. I seriously, I worked 2 jobs most of my adult life, and I'm still living here in this 2-bedroom, 1-bath place because that's all I can afford.
It's a great place, by the way.
So yeah, man, it's
your time's valuable. You are valuable. We've always said it here on Uncle.
right.
Always said it here.
Yeah. So I think it's time for a dumbass of the week.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna start. My dumbass of the week is currently going on YouTube. If you want to go check her out, Marjorie. I'm saying her name correctly, Taylor Green, but Trader Green or Titan Green, if you're an anime fan, is what I like to call her because right now she is full of entertainment of all of the bullshit that she's pushed. And she's a dumbass, man. She's lying on the stand. Like, there's literally a small clip of 30 seconds of her saying, "I have not said that," and then them get ready to play an audio clip, and she's like, "Oh, but."
And that's why the judge allowed her to be treated as a hostile witness.
Yeah, she's lying. It's fun to watch. Every single clip is hilarious. Go check it out if you want to.
Oh, I never said Nancy Pelosi should be murdered or shot.
Oh my god, yeah, it's hilarious. But also, the main point of why to bring her up is that they're trying to take her voting ballot away, correct?
Well, they're trying to get her off the ballot. She's running for re-election. And because of her
being a traitor
statements, and her being a traitor and the things that she said about Speaker Pelosi and, voting to not certify the election and all that good shit, they feel that she's violated the 14th Amendment and did not uphold her oath of office and is disqualified from running for office. And they're trying to get her off the ballot.
She's my dumbass of the week, man. It's fun to watch her dumbass on stage. So if you want to go check her out, man, look at the clips because they're funny. Like, they really are. But Marjorie, Taylor, Trader, Titan for anime fans again. Green, you're my dumbass of the week.
I couldn't agree more, man.
I'm about it.
I'm gonna stay in the same ballpark, man, and just go to her boss. Kevin McCarthy is my dumbass of the week.
Cool.
So for the past year and a half, he has been saying how he supports the Tangerine Terror, and he never once tried to get him removed from office. And Donald Trump, did what he had to do on January the 6th and did the right thing. And there's tapes.
Oh no!
I heard them this morning, and it's funny who he's on record with on these conversations.
Okay,
Liz Cheney.
Oh,
and they're talking about, hey, remember when we talked about the 25th Amendment, which is. The 25th Amendment is the one where you have the president removed from office because he's not mentally fit or incapable of fulfilling his oath of office.
And this is referring to Trump, correct?
And this is referring to And then he talked about how he didn't want to bring up the pardon issue with Pence. So,
all on record.
So, and this is all on record. So, again, it shows guilt.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about a pardon, then you know you're guilty of something. What do you need help or protection from?
Right, exactly. Oh. What a dumbass.
And it's on tape.
Man, I love the people that work for us, I guess.
So, these tapes that came out have proven Kevin McCarthy to be a liar. Just like Margarine Trader and every other Republican like Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell and so on and so on. They're all liars.
Obviously, like I said with my dumbass with Marjorie, it's going to surface at some point. They got to weed them out eventually, Gene.
I'm looking forward to the hearings to become public.
Pull them out.
And for the people to see it. And again, I'm going to watch it on C-SPAN. So I don't want to hear any interruption or commentary from any, body sitting on it. I just want to see it raw info.
There you go.
And I recommend everybody watch it and do that. So, anyway.
Yeah, just a little recap. One mental check here from Hanging With Uncle. We want to make sure you guys are taking care of yourself out there. Yes, we kind of rambled on about it, but we want to make sure everybody's good, just like us. We checked each other today because it's been a rough week.
Yeah.
But I'm Zane.
And I'm Gene.
It's been Hanging With Uncle. And we'll be more organized next week, we promise.
Yes, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.